Todd Dills here with the week's news from Overdrive, the voice of the American trucker. A highway bill in the U.S. House of Representatives addresses some big trucking issues. At least two of them, parking and liability insurance, are absent in the Senate highway bill proposal. The House bill proposes spending $1 billion for a grant program to address the truck parking shortage. It also would increase the minimum liability insurance required for carriers from $750,000 to $2 million. That minimum would be adjusted for inflation then every 5 years. Among other trucking-related provisions in the House bill, one would mandate a rulemaking to require drivers to be screened for sleep apnea. Another would place limits on time and/or distance on the personal conveyance provision in the hours of service rule. Another item would set up a task force to examine complaints of predatory truck lease purchase arrangements. And yet another would revamp the CSA inspection program to return safety scores to public view. The cyber attack targeting meat processor JBS shut down at least some of the company's 84 U.S. facilities for days and prompted a trade group to ask for regulatory relief for livestock and meat haulers. The U.S. Cattlemen's Association asked that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration provide emergency regulatory flexibility for motor carriers and drivers hauling live animals and meat products. The group said that JBS's 5 biggest U.S. plants process nearly a fifth of America's meat production. It also cited the hours of service exemption provided to the fuel hauling industry after the recent ransomware attack on the Colonial Pipeline as a precedent for such emergency declarations. FMCSA extended that fuel haulers waiver in the Southeast through June 18. A federal stimulus measure designed to help restaurants can also help owner-operators by increasing their per diem deduction. The savings comes from being able to deduct 100% of the cost of restaurant meals while on the road instead of the traditional 80%. It will be in effect for all of tax years 2021 and 2022, according to owner-operator business services firm ATBS. Using the example of a trucker away from home 300 days a year and filing in the 25% marginal tax bracket, the deduction could yield a tax break of almost $1,000. And though the IRS gave taxpayers more time to file their annual returns this year, that leap forward didn't relieve owner-operators of routine business tax responsibilities. The traditional filing date of April 15 was extended to May 17, but the usual quarterly estimated tax deadlines remain the same. The next payment is due Tuesday, June 15. It's estimated that a majority of owner-operators neglect quarterly estimated taxes and end up paying penalties come annual filing time. Visit overdriveonline.com for a well-considered look at how to avoid those penalties. After years of failing in a bid to level truck-only tolls to fund highways investment in Connecticut, Governor Ned Lamont proposed a miles tax on heavy trucks. The legislature there passed such a measure this week, taking effect in January of 2023. Under the bill, carriers would be required to calculate miles run in the state and file returns monthly. Fees would start at 2.5 cents a mile for 26,000 to 28,000 pound vehicles. It would top out at 17.5 cents a mile for anything over 80,000 pounds. The bill levies 10 cents a mile on rigs weighing 78,001 to 80,000 pounds, and Connecticut-based independent owner-operator Joe Belucchi estimated that under such a plan he would pay as much as $5,000 more annually in taxes. The move comes amid national debate on how owners of fully electric vehicles can pay their fair share of highway costs, considering that those vehicles generate no fuel tax and therefore don't contribute to the Highway Trust Fund. Meanwhile, more than 30 states have raised fuel taxes in recent years. The federal fuels tax, however, hasn't increased in decades. The I-40 Mississippi River Bridge closure is expected to continue through July, said Tennessee DOT officials. The detour over the I-55 bridge is expected to remain in place for all that time. In other highway news, accident fatalities increased in 2020, despite a decrease in overall traffic. That's according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's preliminary count. However, truck-involved fatalities dropped from 5,005 in 2019 to an estimated 4,895 last year. An estimated 38,680 people died in crashes in 2020. That's an increase of about 7% over 2019.